In Salem, chaos is never far behind. But this week, it doesn't just knock at the door, it crashes through it. Days of Our Lives explodes with a storyline that may redefine one of its most volatile characters. As the week of May 26 through 30 unfolds, Xander Kyriakis stands at the edge of a cliff, both figuratively and, perhaps, legally. Accused of brutally beating his own brother Philip Kyriakis, now lying unconscious in a hospital bed, Xander is no longer just a troubled antihero. He might be something worse. Or, is this the moment he becomes something greater? Let's unpack the explosive storyline, the emotional aftermath, and the shocking choice that could turn villainy into valor, or madness into martyrdom. It started with sirens, and ended with shock. Monday, May 26, opens not with morning peace, but with chaos unraveling outside Salem University Hospital. Philip Kyriakis is rushed into emergency care, unconscious, bruised, barely clinging to life. The scene is gruesome. His body bears the marks of blunt force trauma, internal bleeding, broken ribs, a possible collapsed lung. And as the doctors race to stabilize him, Salem begins to whisper. Xander did it. The accusation spreads like wildfire. In coffee shops, at police headquarters, even in the halls of Titan itself. Why? Because it makes sense. Xander Kyriakis has never been a stranger to violence. His past is painted in shades of rage, betrayal, and desperation. And his relationship with Philip? Combustible, at best. They've fought over everything: power, respect, bloodline, and Sarah. Their rivalry runs so deep, it's practically carved into their DNA. And now, with Philip lying broken in a hospital bed, all fingers point to Xander. No trial, no waiting. Salem has already judged him guilty. But here's the question no one dares to ask out loud. What if they're wrong? Or worse, what if they're right, and Xander doesn't regret a single thing? While Philip remains unconscious, Detective Jada Hunter begins the delicate process of piecing together the crime. She knows the town wants swift justice. But Salem's thirst for blame doesn't make her job easier, it makes it riskier. Xander has motive. That's obvious. The tension between him and Philip had reached a boiling point in recent weeks, especially with growing friction over control of Titan Industries. Add in the emotional volatility of Xander's collapsing marriage to Sarah, and you've got a man on the brink. But motive isn't evidence. Jada needs more. A witness, a confession, physical proof. And so far, all she has is speculation. That's where things get even more complicated. Could Sarah or Maggie hold the key? Maggie has long defended Xander, believing in the good beneath the rage. But this incident may shake that belief. Could she have seen something that night? Heard something she hasn't told police? Is she wrestling with the decision to protect a man she once called family, or protect Salem from him? And Sarah? Her heart is shattered. Her trust in Xander has been in freefall for months. If she knows something, anything, would she step forward? Or has her love turned to anger, enough to break her silence? Then there's the ticking time bomb, Philip himself. What happens if he wakes up? What if, in a haze of pain and memory, he mumbles a name? Xander? One word, that's all it would take. And it would seal Xander's fate. But it could also crack this entire case wide open, because in Salem, the truth is never as simple as it seems. As the week drags on, so does the uncertainty surrounding Philip's condition. His vitals remain unstable. The doctors speak in hushed tones: multi-organ trauma, internal hemorrhaging, possible renal failure. The longer he stays unconscious, the more critical his situation becomes. Then comes the devastating news: if Philip is going to survive, he'll need more than just time and machines. He'll need a donor. Whether it's blood, marrow, or a partial organ, the options are limited, and the list of viable candidates is even shorter. And fate, as cruel as ever, puts one name at the top of that list: Xander. The man who may have put Philip in the hospital is the same man who might be able to save his life. It's a brutal irony, and Xander knows it, but instead of stepping up, he stalls. He doesn't offer aid. He doesn't show remorse. He sees an opportunity. Because for Xander Kyriakis, nothing comes without leverage. If they want his blood, his bone marrow, his anything, he wants something in return. This is no longer about guilt. It's about negotiation. Blood for power. Redemption for ownership. And Salem? Salem is watching, breathless. Will this become a moment of twisted redemption? Xander, the antihero, saving his brother and reclaiming his soul? Or is it something darker, an opportunist holding a dying man hostage for personal gain? One thing is certain. In the week of May 26 to 30, Xander doesn't just cross a line, he redraws it. This is where the story stops being just a crime drama and becomes pure Shakespearean tragedy. Xander Kyriakis, now facing arrest and public outrage, learns of Philip's critical condition. His organs are failing. Time is slipping through the doctor's hands. Salem is praying for a miracle. And Xander? He sees an opening. Instead of stepping forward as a remorseful brother, he steps in as a ruthless negotiator. With cold clarity, he approaches Kate Roberts Brady, Philip's devastated mother. And he lays it out, with no emotion in his voice. I'll save him. But I want Titan. A life, for a legacy. That's the price. Kate is stunned. She knows Xander is capable of cruelty. But this feels like emotional blackmail. A mother's desperation twisted into corporate leverage. The very man accused of attacking her son is now positioning himself as his savior, but only if he's given full control of the Kyriakis empire. Titan, the company Victor built, the crown Philip has worn and fought to keep. Kate has a choice, a devastating one. Does she protect her family's legacy and risk losing her son forever? Or does she sign away everything, to the man who nearly destroyed them? She doesn't trust Xander. She barely tolerates him, but right now, he holds something no one else can offer: hope. It's not just a business deal. It's a moral crucible, and Salem will never forget how she answers it. Behind every move Xander makes this week is a deeper, more complex question. Why is he doing this? Is this the final play of a desperate man who sees redemption within reach? Or the calculated strategy of someone who's always wanted to win, even if it means bleeding for it? For years, Xander has lived in the shadow of more powerful men. Victor, Philip, even Brady. He's been dismissed, degraded, pushed aside as the thug of the family. The brute, the mistake, but not anymore. This time, he controls the board. He's the only one who can save Philip. And he's using that leverage to demand what he's always been denied: respect, status, power. Still, there's something different in his eyes. Something uncertain. Because while he negotiates with steel, there's pain behind the confidence. Guilt, conflict. Does a true monster offer to give up part of himself, his blood, marrow, even an organ? Or is this just how Xander does good? On his terms, ruthless, tactical, brutally honest. The town calls him cruel. But what if this is the only language he knows how to speak? What if Xander doesn't want to see Philip die? He just wants to matter before he saves him. By the end of the week, Salem is divided. In one corner are those who see Xander as a villain in disguise, holding a dying man's life hostage in exchange for a throne. They call it extortion, manipulation, unforgivable. In the other corner are those who see something different, a man clawing his way out of his own darkness. Someone who finally holds value and is asking to be recognized for it. Even Sarah, caught between betrayal and compassion, doesn't know what to feel. She's watched Xander self-destruct before. But this time, his desperation feels different. Measured, intentional, almost sincere. And for Kate, the choice is agonizing. If she accepts, she betrays her son's legacy. If she refuses, she could lose him forever. And then there's Philip, still unconscious, still vulnerable. His future, his life, his company, all in the hands of the one person he's feared, fought, and never forgiven. Xander Kyriakis now holds the fate of the Kyriakis family in his blood and in his hands. Will he emerge a hero? Or fall as the madman Salem always believed him to be? Only one thing is certain. In this town, forgiveness has a price, and power always comes with blood. Now we turn the spotlight to you, the viewers. Because this story isn't just about what Xander did. It's about what you would do if you were in his place, or Kate's. Is Xander a secret savior, a man using the only power he has left to rewrite his legacy? Or is he a self-serving opportunist, leveraging a dying man's last breath to crown himself king? If you were Kate, standing between your son's fading heartbeat and the man who may have nearly killed him, would you take the deal? Would you trade Titan, Victor's empire, for a second chance at life for Philip? And if Xander succeeds, if Philip survives, if Titan is handed over, will Xander finally earn what he's always chased? Is it respect, redemption, or is he really after something darker, complete control, no matter the cost? We want to hear your theories. Was this all part of Xander's master plan? Is Kate being manipulated, or is she about to make the most courageous decision of her life? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let us know, is this the rise of a hero, or the final descent of a madman? And don't forget, if you're as addicted to Salem's secrets as we are, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you're the first to catch the next twist, betrayal, or redemption arc. Because in days of our lives, every villain has a backstory. Every hero hides a shadow. And sometimes, to save a life, you have to risk your soul.